I created these professional motion graphics in minutes without After Effects. This is Hyperframes inside Claude Code, and it lets you create clean professional motion graphics just by describing what you want. I've tested this myself, and in this video, I'll walk you through the entire process step by step so you can create these animations on your own. You'll find links to all the prompts and resources used here in the description below. To use Hyperframes inside Claude Code, you need these tools installed on your system. Claude Desktop App. Git. This helps run Claude Code in a local environment. Node.js. It lets you run JavaScript outside the browser on your computer. FFmpeg. This combines video and AI voice tracks into one final output. You'll find links to download these in the description. Once these are installed, you're ready to move forward. Now open the Claude app and go to the Code section. Start a new session. When it opens, it will ask you to choose a folder for your local environment. Pick or create a folder where you want your project files to live. Next, you need to install Hyperframes inside Claude Code. In the prompt box, type this command. Claude will handle the setup automatically. Wait for it to finish. Once it's done, restart Claude Code so the skill loads properly. Now Hyperframes is active and ready to use. Let's quickly test it with a simple project. First, initialize a project folder by typing this. This creates the base structure for your first video. Now, in the prompt box, type, using Hyperframes, create a 30-second motion graphics explainer video with a fade-in title, animated text, and a smooth outro. When Claude asks for permissions, click Allow. Give it a few moments to process everything. After that, your first motion graphics output will be ready, clean, structured, and fully generated. At this point, Hyperframes feel easier to work with compared to Remotion. It can understand your intent better, catch issues on its own, and fix them during regeneration. Now that Hyperframes are fully set up, let's generate something more advanced. We'll move into a cinematic text reveal. Start a new session and set the model to Opus 4.8, High. Now type this. Using Hyperframes, create a 15-second cinematic title sequence with a dramatic zoom-in on the title text, light leak effects, dark moody background, gold typography, and a fade to black outro. This is where structure matters. You don't just describe visuals randomly. You define duration, motion style, color direction, and transitions in one clean instruction. You can use this reusable prompt pattern for consistent results. Now give Hyperframes time to process everything. It will think through each step before generating anything. This part can take time, but it helps avoid broken outputs. When it asks for permission, type Allow Once or use Allow Always if you want to speed things up. The full process took around 15 to 20 minutes. Hyperframes works step by step, checking each stage and fixing errors automatically as it builds the animation. Once it finishes, you can preview the result by typing npm Hyperframes Preview. Allow permissions when prompted. This opens the preview window where you can review the animation and decide if anything needs adjustment. The output should look is a clean cinematic title sequence with smooth motion and controlled pacing. When you're happy with it, export it to video by typing npm Hyperframes Render. After a few minutes, you'll get a final MP4 file inside your project folder, ready to use. Now let's move into something more dynamic. A map expansion animation. This example shows how Hyperframes handle structured motion with multiple timed events. If you're still in the same session, treat this as a new project so Claude doesn't mix it with previous outputs. Hyperframes does not usually mix up project files like Remotion, but it is safe to let it know before each generation. Now I'll type this, which you'll find in the description too. This prompt is heavier than the previous ones. You're now defining timing between events, sequence order, UI elements like counters, visual hierarchy, and style constraints. From my testing, Hyperframes can actually handle such prompts very well without getting lost in thinking, unlike Remotion. Give Hyperframes time to process everything. It will break the task into steps before generating anything. Expect some waiting here. Each stage needs approval, so keep allowing permissions when asked. Once it finishes, preview the result. In this run, the pin drops align correctly and the counter updates smoothly. The structure works, but the duration may feel too long, and the visuals may still feel flat in some areas. At this point, don't rewrite everything. Just continue the conversation with Claude. Tell it what to change in plain language, like shorten the duration or add 3D depth to buildings or map elements. Claude will reprocess only the affected parts instead of rebuilding from scratch. After a short update cycle, preview again. The revised output feels tighter, more dynamic, and visually richer, especially with added 3D elements appearing as each location is added. Once it looks right, render it to your local files and export the final MP4. Next, let's create a data visualization animation. This follows the same workflow, but focuses more on structured growth and clean chart motion. Now type this. Let Hyperframes process this fully. It will take time to structure the animation, so allow permissions whenever prompted. Once it finishes, preview the output. At this stage, you can refine it through follow-up prompts instead of restarting. For example, you can ask it to add a real audio layer. This is where FFmpeg comes in. It handles merging audio and video into one final file. Hyperframes uses it automatically when needed. In this run, there are small audio cues added to the animation, like soft chimes when each bar rises, with timing matched to the growth pattern. The motion and sound stay in sync, which makes the chart feel more polished. Once you're satisfied, render the project to MP4 in your local folder. You can also publish it directly from Hyperframes. Just run npm hyperframes publish. This generates a shareable link where you can preview, edit, or download the final output. Before we wrap up, let's quickly talk about pricing. Hyperframes itself is completely free and open source. Claude Code, however, is not available on the free plan. You'll need at least a Pro plan costing $20 per month, which gives you access to Sonnet and Opus models. Hyperframes have recently launched the official Claude AI connector, so you can use it without the Claude Code setup too. Overall, Claude Code combined with Hyperframes is a solid workflow for generating motion graphics and AI videos without writing code. Hyperframes tend to produce more polished and professional results with detailed prompts, but it takes longer to generate and refine compared to Remotion, which still shines in faster iterations. So try out Hyperframes inside Claude Code, using the prompts and resources in the description, and let me know your feedback in the comments below. And if you want to use Remotion inside Claude Code instead, check out this video next.